attract. Let the energy flow like the queen on her throne. I already know I'm the spark, the flame, the fire in their eyes. They reach, they crave, but I am the prize. Intelligent, sharp like the edge of a blade. Every move I make is a power play. Grace in my stride, wisdom in my mind. I built the kind of life I dreamed I'd find. I've become a woman I look up to, strong and untouchable. It's what I do, radiating power, confidence so high. I'm not just living, I'm learning to fly. Men may desire, but I defy me. Unstoppable force, wild and free. I've become the woman I look up to, and I'm loving every shade of truth.
You are not too much. You were just in the wrong spaces. Welcome back to Becoming Her. I'm your host, Paulina Chippy. If this is your first time, welcome. I'm glad you found your way to this space. And if you've been walking this journey with me, thank you for coming back. Now, this podcast is for the woman who is learning herself again, not who she had to be to survive, but who she's becoming now that she no longer has to just survive or live in survival mode. Take a deep breath with me. Let's begin. Too much was never your identity. You were never too emotional. You were never too sensitive. You were never too intense. You were expressive in environments that did not know how to hold emotions safely. You were intuitive in spaces that were emotionally unavailable. You were deep in rooms that only knew surface level connection. Ask yourself, where did I first learn to feel like my feelings were a burden? Or who told me, directly or indirectly, that I needed to tone down my emotions? Or what parts of me did I silence to stay accepted? Hear me when I say this. Your too much was never excess. It was depth placed in shallow rooms. Your expression is a gift. Your depth is a gift. Your empathy is a gift. Your emotional awareness is a gift. Your intuition is a gift. These were signs of emotional intelligence, not weakness. You were meant to be mirrored, honored, and held in them. Ask yourself, where do I feel emotionally safe to express myself fully? Or where do I feel like I have to shrink to stay connected? Your gifts will always feel heavy in rooms that were never designed to receive them. Wrong spaces create false identities. Now, survival spaces teaches false stories. You're too loud. You're too quiet. You're too emotional. You're too sensitive. These were not truths about you. They were confessions of emotional incapability around you. Or let me rephrase that. These were never truths about you. They were confessions of emotional incapacity around you. Incapability. Ask yourself this: what labels did I accept that were never mine to carry? Or who benefited from me believing I was the problem? You are learning to self abandon your stay safe or to stay safe. You were learning to self abandon to stay safe. Shrinking was not weakness, it was protection. You monitored your tone to avoid conflict. You dimmed your joy to avoid jealousy. You softened your truth to avoid rejection. But your nervous system is healing now. It's time to ask yourself, where do I still silence myself out of habit? Or what would it feel like to express myself fully again? Your body remembers your real size. Your body is always honest. Peace feels expansive. Anxiety feels restrictive. Clarity feels grounded. Ask yourself, where do I feel open, light, and safe? Or where do I feel tense, small, and guarded? Your body remembers your alignment even when your mind is still learning. You are not too much, you are misplaced. You did not need to shrink to belong. You need to align to thrive. Ask yourself, where do I feel celebrated instead of tolerated? Or where do I feel mirrored instead of minimized? Your new spaces will feel different. You will feel seen without explaining. You will feel safe without guarding. You will feel accepted without shrinking. This is what emotional alignment feels like. You no longer dim your light to stay connected. Connection should never require contraction. You are allowed to be fully expressive and fully loved. You are becoming your true size. You are becoming embodied. You are becoming regulated. You are becoming sovereign. You are remembering who you were before survival taught you to shrink. Now, before we close, I want to share 3 books I wrote for women and families walking this healing journey. Uh, Becoming Her, a journey back to myself, written for the woman returning to her truth, rebuilding her identity, healing from emotional exhaustion, and learning to choose herself again. To 1 Coco Full Basket. The power of patience, consistency, and small steps. Written to remind you that slow, faithful growth is powerful, sustainable, and deeply aligned. And 3, The Making of a King. Lessons every boy should learn from his mother. Written to help mothers raise emotionally grounded, confident, respectful sons rooted in wisdom and love. Now, the links are all in the description. You can check them out. I do appreciate your support. Now, if this message spoke to your spirit, please take a moment to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Your engagement helps this space reach other women who are also learning to return to themselves. Thank you for walking this becoming journey with me. And in closing, you were never too much. You were deep in shallow rooms. You were expressive in emotionally unsafe spaces. You were intuitive in environments that were unavailable. You were not, or you are not shrinking anymore. You are becoming your true size. You are becoming home. Thank you for being here. Thank you for choosing your healing. And remember, you are already her. You're just remembering her again. Blessings, love, and light. I'll see you in the next episode. Thank you.
Every scar, every tear, carve me into gold. Turn my fears into stories untold. I exude power like the stars at night, a beacon of strength and unstoppable light. I don't bend for love, I stand tall in my glow. The respect I demand is the respect they show. I'm risen above what I once left behind, becoming the hero I find. I've become the woman I look up to, strong and untouchable. It's what I do, radiating power, confidence so high. I'm not just living, I'm learning to fly. Men may desire, but I define me. Unstoppable force, wild and free. I've become the woman I look up to, and I'm loving every shade of truth. Every step I take, it's on my own terms. A fire inside me that forever burns. I'm the muse, the legend, the one they admire. But my biggest fan is the woman in the mirror. I've become the woman I look up to, strong and untouchable. It's what I do, radiating power, confidence so high. I'm not just living, I'm learning to fly. Men may desire, but I define me. Unstoppable force, wild and free. I've become the woman I look up to, and I'm loving every shade chase, I attract, I hold my own, a masterpiece.